Go. So hello everyone. We've been on a little hiatus from our fresh crack videos and the podcast and all that. We're going through some legal crap. So we are no longer the podcast. We are now 100 Proof Whitetails. Got served a cease and desist letter, and we do this for fun. We don't make any money doing it. So we just decided to rename it. Forget fighting it in court. We'll just keep the logo, throw a new name on it, keep doing what we've been doing. And having a good time with it.
Not worth the fight.
Not worth the fight.
Disregard the sweatshirt label here.
Yeah, get the Sharpie out.
Hey, just give me some duct tape.
Yeah, duct tape it off. So anyway, so it's now 100 Proof Whitetails with the podcast and the fresh crack videos and stuff like that. So we can't use any of the ones we pre-recorded, which is unfortunate because we had real good ones. We had the Russell Single Barrel went out. We did a review of the Black Button Bottled and Bond, which unfortunately you guys won't be able to see until we crack another one. But we figured to start this one off for episode 1 of 100 Proof Whitetails, we'd put 200 proofers right up against each other. And both of these I've never had.
Me neither.
And both Keith have never had. So we got no dog in either fight. So we're just going to drink them up. A glasses over here. B glasses over here. We're going to mix them up real good. I'll have Keith mix mine up. I'll look away. Mix mine up. I'll look away. Whatever. Try to keep this a 30-minute or so episode for you guys. So, and glass A and bottle A, we have the Smoke Wagon, which is the one Keith wanted to open up today. He likes the embellishment with the nice wax seal on it. With the six shooters.
Smoke Wagon pistols.
The Smoke Wagon pistols, the 6 shooters, yeah. So that's what's going to go on the Glass A for that one. And then Glass B, this is one that me and my wife got on our trip down to Tennessee, Kentucky, and Virginia. We actually got this one at a Virginia ABC store, which they're all government controlled in Virginia.
Nice.
So each state gets their allotment or whatever. The state buys all the booze for the state and then distributes it to their stores to sell.
Wow.
So it's all price controlled, for the most part, give or take a couple bucks. And but yeah, got this one because can't get it in New York. Hint, hint. Somebody start distributing this from everything I've heard. So we'll see if it's worth it. And then this one I think I picked up at Ryan's.
Gotcha.
Liquor in Canandaigua a couple months back.
What are the prices on these, Ben?
I think this one was right around $49 plus tax. This is the uncut, this is the small batch. Sorry, not the uncut unfiltered. The small batch Smoke Wagon, and this is the Cooper's Craft 100, not the basic Cooper's. I think 84 or whatever it is. So,
gotcha.
I'll crack these off. Actually, you can crack one, Keith. You've never cracked one.
I have never.
Before. So.
We did cheat and start the plastic here.
Keep it easy for it.
You think it's going to be a good one?
It should be a good cork pop.
Looks
like it.
Here we go. Quiet on the set. That was the worst.
That was like a whisper. That was like a whisper, dude.
Out of all the ones we've done, here, I'll let you pour.
Yeah.
I spilled the last one.
Yeah, you spilled the last one a little bit.
That was the worst cork pop I think I've ever heard in my life.
So one thing I'm saying, looking at this as I'm pouring it, dude,
yeah,
it is light.
In color.
Light color.
Oh, wow. It is.
Yeah, not horrible, but definitely a lighter colored. It's a bourbon.
So I only picked this bottle because it looked cool, and I like the name because I like Colt 45 single action pistols, and I saw this last time I was on here with Ben, and I'm like, we should probably do that one next.
Yep.
So hopefully it's decent.
Yeah, we'll see. So $50, like we always do with this. Oh, that's mine.
It broke?
No, it's a real cork. I thought it was going to be one of those artificial corks. Sometimes they don't quite fit the bottles. Right?
Yeah.
But, yeah, they're pretty bottles. I mean, gorgeous bottling.
Mm-hmm.
Las Vegas distillery, Las Vegas bottling, everything. They do it right down there in Vegas. So,
wow.
I don't know if they got as big a temperature swings as we do up here in the north or in Kentucky or whatever for, aging it.
Right.
I forget what it is to be a straight bourbon. I think it's minimum 2 years. I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me on that.
To be in the barrel?
Yeah, to be a straight bourbon. Pretty sure.
What I get curious about something like this is in Vegas, they don't grow a lot of crops out there. So I'm curious, like where they're sourcing their grains from.
Yeah.
If it's going to be similar to a Kentucky bourbon or Virginia bourbon, you know.
So it is MGP, distilled in Indiana. So they buy the MGP juice and then produce it and bottled and aged in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Okay.
By the Nevada Distilling Company.
Okay.
But MGP, Midwest Grain Producers, I think is what the
acronym.
Thank you. Acronym is. Yeah. We haven't even started drinking yet. And I'm
I had
already
a little,
losing
I
my
had
train
a
of
little
thought.
sip.
You had a little sip to get your palate right. And then we'll crack the Coopers.
Hopefully this is a good one.
This one I've been looking forward to. Look at that. I peel the label.
And you did not get it all.
And I didn't get all of it. I didn't.
I enjoy when Ben has to struggle to get the plastic off. I don't know why I find it fun.
Yeah. Keith always gives me a hard time with this.
Probably because it's more fun to watch than me
Yeah,
struggle.
just watch me, cut my hand open with a knife. And,
Don't do that, because then we won't be able to use that glass.
yeah, that's probably a good point. All right, so quiet on the set for the Cooper's Craft cork pop.
Nice.
That was better.
That was much better.
That was better. And a little bit of plastic on that. Get that off. So, and yeah, we're gonna do these two up.
That's bottle B, right? Yep.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you what, you're gonna be able to tell these two apart
Just by the color.
just by the color.
Well, you might. I'm colorblind.
Well, you can see shades.
Yeah.
You can see shades with these. So again, with our evaluations on these, we're always looking at, flavors, what our palate likes as well. I mean, that's one of our big deciding factors with this. And then value of the bottle too. We always take that into consideration for everybody. So, yeah.
What I like to think about too is the flavor, but then to take that even a step further is, like we've talked about in the past, is the complexity of the flavor.
Mhm.
How that changes.
It's a little darker. It's not much. It's a little bit. This one's a little darker than.
Yeah, it is.
This is more apple juicy, and then this one's more of like a, like a normal bourbon color. It's a little bit.
Yeah, it is.
Not quite cider color, obviously, but.
It is definitely lighter for sure.
So what are you thinking first, A or B?
I'm just gonna go A because
You go with the smoker.
A comes first.
That's fair enough. Fair enough. So cheers, everybody at home tuning in.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Smells nice.
Smells really
That
nice.
smells really, really good.
Caramel, nice, rich, caramel, almost like a thick caramel smell.
Wow. That caramel flavor, or that caramel smell, is going to my taste buds.
Sweet.
Yeah, for sure sweet. That sweetness reminds me when we first tried the John J. Bowman, and it was like that initial hit of sweet as soon as it kind of goes in there.
Yeah, a little bit different kind of a sweet, though.
Mhm.
The Bowman was more of a honey sweet.
Yep.
This is almost like a caramel syrupy kind of sweet.
Almost like a molasses.
A little bit more like a molassesy kind of, sweetness with that, but I'm not hating on it. There's not much there, though.
No. After that.
100 proof, though, so it's not super high proof or anything like that. Drinks simple. I mean, drinks nice. Drinks like an 80.
It does drink like an 80.
It drinks lower than its proof point, I would say, for sure. Let's see, with that second taste, I got a little bit more of that kind of youthful corn. Because I don't think it's aged as long, maybe.
Right.
Um,
What I'm getting is all that flavor at the front end. Nothing.
And then it just kind of drops off.
Drops off exponentially drops off. And it doesn't one of the videos we shot, I don't know, 1 or 2 ago that they won't see is we're talking about letting it swish around in your mouth a little bit.
That mouthfeel, yep.
And not just swallowing it down. And I tried that with this because we did it with one of the Russells, and that drastically changed how we felt about it. I just did that with this, and there was no change.
Yeah, it's very upfront, not harsh, not offensive, real in the front, but then just kind of and then there's a little bit of tongue tingle, but not flavor with it.
It's just a sensation.
Yeah, it's just like a sensation of like a little bit of tongue tingle from the proof, but not crazy.
But it tastes good.
It's a good. It's a nice pour. It's a nice bourbon. I think so. I think it tastes a lot like that old Tin Cup 10-year. But again, they're both MGP juice, so you're kind of getting more of that family track with them.
See, this reminds me of the simplicity of the 1792.
Okay.
That didn't taste bad. It just didn't have a lot of body in the flavor. A
long flavor with it.
Yeah, it didn't follow through with the flavors. Just simple. And hey, doesn't mean the simple's bad. It's just like me. If you're gonna go for the drinking experience, it's a pretty simple drinking experience.
Yep.
As far as that goes.
Again, really cool bottle. Would look really cool on your home bar.
Yeah.
Or anything like that, or bring it to a party.
Yep.
Something like that. Give it for a gift for somebody maybe that's not too deep into whiskey. Yeah. I mean, give them for a gift.
Sign me up.
I think it would be a nice bottle for that. Not going to break your bank at a $50 bottle.
Yep.
I think value wise, I think it should be a little bit less than 50. I think they spent a little bit too much on the bottle and not enough on the juice. That's kind of my overall with it.
So I'm going to just be terrible and compare this to Russell's because I'm just new. And
we got to, man. It's the new.
So I'll go like we've done. How many Russells have we done?
The 10.
Here at the bar.
The 10, the Whiskey Enthusiast pick, and then the single barrel.
The single barrel.
That one from Canaan.
So the 10-year is 40. Let's call it $40, right?
Yeah, that's my everyday budget. I've killed a pile of them down there.
So for $40, I'm buying the Russell's 10 over the Smoke Wagon.
Yep. Even if they were both 40?
Even if they were both 40, I would buy one and then the next swap.
Gotcha.
Because just they're different. They're for sure different. But I think like one thing that I really like about the Russell's line is I think that you get what you pay for. I think that
good value.
Yeah, their prices are aligned with what we get there, but
as long as it's not the 13 on secondary.
Yeah. But honestly, I would buy this bottle of Smoke Wagon if I, got a bonus at work and I felt like not buying a bottle of Russell's and spending $10 more for that similar experience for sure. And I would buy this honestly just so I could put that bottle in my gun room.
Yeah. That's a cool one for.
I would. I just would. I like to collect things like that. Make a lamp out of it. Do something cool with it. For sure.
Yeah, the story, the talking point. I mean, it's a beautiful bottle. I mean, they definitely went all up and went with that old Western theme with it.
Yeah.
It's even got flowers kind of embedded on the sides and the glassware. I think they spent a lot on the bottle for sure. And then these tag strips, those aren't cheap.
But it's funny. I want to drink the rest of it.
Oh,
like
I'm not complaining. I'm not saying it's a bad bottle of bourbon. I'm not. But I think there's better ways to spend $50.
That's not one that I'm sitting down and drinking with you on a Friday night. That's something I come home on a Tuesday night, rough day at work,
just
pour it, enjoy it. But it's not something I'm going to save for the weekend or having people open a nice bottle.
That's fair.
So.
That's fair.
But overall, I'd drink it.
Solid 6.5.
I'd go with 6.
Okay. Yeah.
I'd definitely go with 6 with that.
Yeah, 6.5.
Russell's has ruined me for 8s and 9s and 10s. I would drink the John J. Bowman over this.
Okay.
And I paid 10. It was like what, $8 more. Yeah. I would, if there was a bottle of Bowman.
This one.
Yeah.
That's single barrel. If you can find that specific single barrel, that was
yeah. If I had to, if the Smoke Wagon was there with the Bowman and it was $10 more, I would spend the $10 more and get the Bowman.
At that point, I'd spend the $10 more to get a Russell single barrel.
Yeah. Yeah, if you can find one. And
Yeah, if you can find one.
exactly. Yeah.
But
So,
these are available in New York. I see them on the shelf all over the place.
nice.
I'm pretty sure they got them at K&M, or they did at one point, and then they got them at Ryan's. I know I've seen them in a couple other stores.
Yep.
Most of your bigger chains, you're probably not going to find this at a small mom and pop, necessarily. But like K&M, Ryan's, they probably have it in stock.
Yeah.
This one that we're going to have right now is not distributed in New York. So, fair warning to you guys, I got this one in Virginia, like I said, from the ABC store. And this is a Kentucky bourbon made right in, I wanted to say it, but I'm not sure about it. It's a Brown-Forman product. So this is actually made by the company that owns Woodford, owns Early Times, those kind of companies. They're owned by the Brown-Forman company. And then this one's made right by the B.F. Cooperage in Louisville, Kentucky. I knew it was there somewhere.
Nice.
So Coopers are actually who make the barrels.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, because I was reading in the back there.
Cooperage is a barrel. Cooperage is a barrel maker.
Gotcha.
It's a barrel making facility. So
gotcha.
I hear a lot about this online. That's why when I found one of these out of state, I knew I'd be able to find one.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't hard to find, and they were everywhere.
Cool.
And we'll see if I kick myself and should have bought a couple more of them.
We're about to find out.
We're about to find out. So blind number 2. And make sure it's the
B.
The B. Yep, the B.
Cheers.
Cheers on the second. Oh, dude, the nose.
What are you getting on that?
It's much more complex than just the simple caramel of that.
Yeah, but I am getting more of like an alcohol nose.
A little bit more
compared to the other one.
A little bit more proof coming through, but with that carries kind of green apple.
Yep, absolutely.
Like a green caramel apple. You still keep a little bit of the caramel, but there's almost like a green apple undertone with it.
More of that just typical fruit sweetness.
Kind of a fruit sweetness on the nose. Yep. But damn, it's a nice, easy going. It's a nice smell.
It is a nice smell. I think I like the smell of Smoke Wagon more, just myself.
The simplicity of it, just
that sweetness. I don't know.
That caramel, more caramel than the fruit.
And it's a little bit. I think it's a little unique in the way it smells compared to a lot of other ones we've done.
Okay.
That uniqueness is just a little different.
Yeah, just kind of a straight caramel, nothing else with it. All right, so into the Coopers.
Ooh. Are you getting a little bit of the barrel?
Oh, yeah.
I'm getting the barrel.
Barrel tannin.
Yep.
Not in a bad way.
No.
But chest feel.
No sweetness to me.
Mm-mm. Not like a caramel sweetness like we got with the Smoke Wagon.
And not even like the smell.
Mm-mm.
I'm getting, my tongue is tingling. It's warm. It's complex. Way more complex than that Smoke Wagon.
But it's bold too. It almost not like comes out punch you in the face bold, but I'm talking like face. I'm talking gives you a little wake up in the morning, aftershave tap.
Now take a swig and swish it around and let it set on your tongue for 3-4 seconds. So for anyone watching, if you're going to do something like this, I would highly recommend letting it set in your mouth and swishing that around a little bit, because, man, for me personally, it completely changes the way it tastes, and to try to pinpoint the more of the complexities as you drink it versus just taking a sip, letting it go in the back of your throat.
Yeah. See, I got some of that green apple with it, but again, it's hitting all the different flavors, the flavor receptors on your tongue too. When you're rolling it around in there. It'll give you a tongue tingle though.
It will for sure.
That one tingles.
Where I did the same exact thing with the Smoke Wagon.
No, there was a little bit of after tingle, but not
intense.
That bold tingle.
Yeah.
I would say it loses complexity when you do that swirling, the Kentucky Chew, whatever some people call it. Loses a little bit more of that complexity. Comes more simpler. That felt like on the tongue, and you get a little bit more of that that tingle with it, that burn, the proof burn.
These are both 100 proof?
Both 100 proof. They don't drink.
nearly
This
even
one
close
almost.
to the same.
This drink's lower,
My drink's higher.
and then this drink's almost a little bit hotter than 100.
Yeah.
Which, again, this one was 39 when I bought it, and then we found it later for 32. I think at $32 to $40, I think it's a good bottle.
Yeah.
If you could get it in New York, I think it could be somebody's daily if you like that, that flavor.
Mm-hmm.
You definitely get more barrel with this. If you like that barrel tannin, like I said, I got more fruit note on the swirl. I got a little bit of that green apple that I smelled. And then it almost had the small batch Bowman flavor profile feel too.
Absolutely.
That we got with that one. I got a lot of similarities to that one that I was pulling on from memory. But the boldness though, like if you want something that's gonna be like wake you up a little bit and be like, oh hello,
hey, I'm here to party.
Yeah, I'm here to give you a little oomph. It's good, but it's gonna give you a little oomph. I think this is a nice bottle. I think it's a really good bottle, especially if you can get it for $32.
Man, if you can get that for $32, that is
it would always be on my bar.
Steal of a deal.
It'd be always on my bar at $32. Even at $40, I think it would always be on my bar.
I think the depth of the complexity isn't there like the better Russells that we've done. But if you put that straight up against that as we sit right now, that's not even, in my book, that's not even close. If you're looking for that more bold, complex flavor profile, but I'm going to be honest with you, man, I like the Smoke Wagon. I do.
You're just digging the simplicity today.
Yeah, I do like, maybe it's that more caramely molasses sweet.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of just mellows it out a little, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not
something that's going to drink a little easier.
Yeah,
is
so
what you're digging for.
Like me personally, I'm going to drink the Smoke Wagon neat.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to drink the Cooper's on ice.
You want it on a rock.
Yep. And not,
that's fair.
Just to tame that boldness down, just a whisker.
Mm-hmm.
I personally don't like to be punched in the face.
Mm-hmm.
I like to just kind of.
Well, it's not like a straight up like barrel proof.
No. But
it's enough to give you that little.
But it, like you said, it drinks higher than 100 for sure.
It drinks like a 110.
But
at least, yeah.
Man, for $32,
I think it's a great bottle.
That's awesome.
Good complexity, good boldness. Hey, look, it says it right on the back of the bottle. Our master cooper is to deliver a bold and complex Kentucky bourbon that's bottled at 100 proof.
Hey, we matched the bottle.
I think it knocked out of the park. I did like the green apple on the nose. I got a little bit of it on the taste, not a lot. And the boldness does wash out like there's a complexity of flavors, but it washes out and kind of blends them together.
Yeah. Which
is nice, but I almost like them getting picked apart. I almost like being able to pick apart some of the flavors with it. That'd be my only takeaway with it. I think the Cooper's is more of that. Again, I'm putting this one at that 6.5. This one's that 6.5, maybe getting into that 7 range, especially for the price. Is my take on them.
For the price, I'm going 7.5.
Okay.
For the price.
Mm-hmm.
Because to me, that drinks like a $60 bottle.
Okay.
To me.
Mm-hmm.
That the
value.
Yeah, that reminds me of the John Jay.
Mm-hmm.
In the complexity, not the boldness, but the complexity.
Yep.
I would call that, and again, I'm a rookie, but just from my previous experiences here at the bar, I would call this a simple bold.
A nice simple bold. I like it.
A simple bold flavor. It doesn't get crazy complex as you're drinking it, but it does.
There's a complexity in the beginning.
Yeah.
But then there's no like complexity and notes floating around with it.
No.
It's just the complex bold. There's a lot of stuff, bold flavor, and then it has a nice coast down.
Yeah. Where
we talked, the Smoke Wagon kind of fell flat for me.
Yeah.
This one rides that a lot nicer.
Yeah, the Smoke Wagon jumps off the cliff.
Yeah, it just
it's
not there's no, but it's you definitely get off of that flavor, and it's gone.
You know what happens? You get right off the wagon.
Yeah, you fall right off that Smoke Wagon. You fall right off the Smoke Wagon. Absolutely. So,
but I think this is probably the two most different bourbons we've done as far as complexity,
Back to
flavor
back.
profile, which is kind of fun because it makes it honestly a little bit easier on me as a rookie to be able to pick them apart a little bit and understand the difference in flavors. But man, if you guys are going out of state and going down south, buy a bottle of Cooper's for $32 because that is worth all. I would pay $50 for that bottle.
Yeah, it's a nice bottle.
I would definitely buy that for $50 all day long. So, question for you: this isn't available to go buy at K&M or Ryan's or Baytown.
Nope.
Can anyone buy this online and have it shipped to their house?
There are some sites I believe that you can order Coopers from, and again, we're drinking the Coopers 100. They make a Coopers. I think it's a small batch. They're 84, which is a little bit cheaper than this one too. So I'd be curious how that one was. I almost bought them both to compare them, but I stacked up a pretty good line of
you did
liquor from our trip. So the budget line was getting a little thin, with Airbnbs.
How many bottles did you bring back?
I think it was like 20 bottles.
We should have put them right on the bar here.
Yeah, we should have put them on the bar and just swept them all off.
He sent us a picture in our group chat, and it was an extensive array of bourbons that he brought home from his trip.
Bourbons, whiskeys, had some wine, that we brought back that my wife really liked too. We even found a couple of whiskeys that she liked. We got a tequila for her brother. That's the Agavesaurus. It's got like the Jurassic Park Tyrannosaurus. That's the logo for it.
That's awesome.
And he's a huge Jurassic Park fan, so we figured that'd be great for Bob. So we got him that. We got our siblings some stuff when we were down there.
Nice.
So yeah, it was just a great all-around trip. But yeah, I think it was 17 bottles. It was a good jag of bottles.
A good haul.
Yeah, a very good haul for.
So, just real quick, if anyone watching is going south, what would be your top 2 to go to?
For distilleries?
Yeah.
If you're going to Kentucky, I really liked Woodford's tour.
Okay.
I like Woodford, but I'm not a huge fan of Woodford. But I did like their tour, their facilities. We didn't go to Buffalo Trace because that's a madhouse. And I think personally overhyped. I think for the prices at retail, I think Buffalo Trace is a good product and stuff like that, and their products are good. I do enjoy them, but I just think the hype for it, it's just something we didn't want to deal with that many people. I mean, the day we were going to go to try to get in line to get bottles, it was actually E.H. Taylor Day, which I do love. E.H. Taylor small batch, it's one I really enjoy. But an hour before opening, there was over 150 people in line already.
Wow.
So
no, thank you.
Yeah. So, and I had joined a Facebook group to know how many people were there and stuff. And they're just like, oh yeah, we're 1 hour before opening and there's already 150 people here. And I'm just like, I'm not getting a bottle. There's no point to continue rushing. So we kind of took our time the rest of the day, did some other stuff that morning. And then and when Wild Turkey is finished, they just announced their big expansion. I think it's $161 million expansion.
Wow.
Down there at Wild Turkey. They have a temporary gift shop. I went there. I didn't want to taste a 13. I have one at home, and the tastings I think were like $40 for a 2-ounce pour. So I was like, I wasn't jumping on board.
But then you did it anyway.
I did a single barrel tasting from down there, and I ended up buying that single barrel bottle because it was the same one they had at the gift shop. I was talking to the bartender. I'm like, so is this the same one that's in the gift shop? He said yes. And I really enjoyed that single barrel. I like Russell's single barrels, so I bought one of those. Some other Wild Turkey merch. I'm wearing the turkey shirt and actually a turkey hat I got there.
Lucky guy.
Lucky guy, you're talking about.
I didn't even know there was red on your hat because I'm colorblind until I get about this close.
Yeah. So when Wild Turkey was up and functioning, that was my favorite tour. Me and my wife did back in 2016. We actually got to meet Jimmy Russell. I got that bottle signed up there by him. Yeah. So that was really cool. He wasn't there, but I guess he does stop by the temporary gift shop once in a while. Nice. That they got there at the distillery. So, but yeah, I think from the ones that I've done and gone to, Woodford was probably my favorite for just all around experience. And then, yeah, I would like to go to Buffalo Trace at some point, but just I think the hype needs to just die back a little bit. Yeah. That's just too much going on. A little less crazy. Yeah, and we spent most of our time in Tennessee, so we went to like Old Smoky and Sugarlands and those kind of more moonshine and whiskey places more than bourbons. which my wife was a little bit, more interested in, with the flavored stuff. But I tracked more toward the bourbon and stuff. But it was just too sweet for me.
Happy wife, happy life.
Yep. So, and that's why we got such a nice array of different stuff for our return journey home. So
awesome.
Well, we said we wanted to keep it to 30 minutes for this episode.
What are we at?
Right at 30.
Cool.
Right on the button. So I know this is the dilemma we always face. What one, if you had to pick one to move on, Keith?
Oh man, for me it's the Coopers, and honestly, like it's not the flavor profile that I really go for.
Right.
But and it might sound bad, but the value. The value is so high with that bottle, where I think with the Smoke Wagon, the value is upside down. I think that
I would still pick the Coopers at the Smoke Wagon price over the Smoke Wagon at the Coopers price. If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I would spend $50 on the Coopers all day long
if I had to.
If I walked into after tasting it, if I walked into if we went to K&M right now and they had Coopers for $50, I would say that's worth $50. If I walked into K&M and saw a Smoke Wagon for $50, I would say that's not worth $50.
Yeah, not a huge fan of it. Now I've heard really good stuff about their uncut and filtered. That's higher proof, non-charcoal filtered or whatever way they filter it out.
Yep.
I've heard a lot of people like that one. So I think we'll move the Coopers on, and then we'll fresh crack a new one next week.
Yeah.
Fight it against the Coopers like we typically do with these episodes. But we wanted to give a 2 blind, or a 2 fresh crack for episode 1 for this. Again, we're on TikTok. I do whiskey videos over there and hunting tip videos, and then this will be on the Old Tin Cup YouTube channel. If you're watching this on Bullhorn or some other.
You got anything on
service.
Facebook?
And then the Facebook page, I did change that, so everything will get posted on Facebook. The YouTube on the Old Tin Cup channel because I couldn't change it, and I don't feel like relaunching another channel. My wife said it doesn't make sense. And then the TikTok is under 100 Proof Whitetails, and then the @ is Old Tin Cup.
So you on Instagram too?
And Instagram. Yep.
Cool. So plenty of ways for everyone to find us.
Yeah, and let us know how you're finding us too.
Yeah, absolutely. And let us know what you think. What do you like? What do you don't like? And
maybe something you want to see featured on a Fresh Crack.
Absolutely. Because like I was just telling Ben, I was looking on Ryan's website, just looking at bourbons of new things to try. So, and I it's unfortunately, everything I looked at on Ryan's website is here at the bar.
Yep.
So I didn't see any new ones other than new Bowman that I want to get. That's 141 proof.
Yeah, 145. That straight from the barrel one.
Yeah, so
that one's gonna be hot, man.
If we get our hands on that one, we're definitely gonna do a video on that.
I'll be keeping my eyes open for it. I know they distribute the other 3 to New York, so probably they'll distribute the uncut one.
More fun ones to come.
Yeah. And like we always say with this, if you know somebody that has some of these ones before you go out and spend a bunch of money on them, ask them if you can try it or take a little 2-ounce sampler bottle home. I've sent Keith home with samplers of ones to try. And I told him, I said, you just got to bring the bottles back and you can have more samples. I said, that's how it works.
And then I forgot the bottles.
And then he forgets the bottles, so he doesn't get to take any more home.
But there's a lot of value in that because some of these bottles I would have never gone and bought a bottle of Russell's 10 without you letting me try it.
Yep.
Because I don't know anything about it.
It's a simple looking bottle.
Yeah. It is simple. This is my go-to, Russell's 10. Ben got me hooked on it. It's $40.
I think it's one of the best bangs for buck in whiskey right now.
Yeah, so if you have somebody that can let you try it, that's huge. But also, use all the resources. Like, we're not the only podcast out here about the bourbon. So do your research and just make educated buys on because some of these bottles are good money.
Yeah, and you can see someone behind me have been drank down quite considerably, and then other ones they just got the fresh crack out of them.
It's funny how that Bowman's almost gone.
That was most of the videos battling it, and I keep that around for Keith, and I don't touch it. I have the other single barrel in my office when I do feel like having a Bowman, just to be fair with it. So, just so you know.
Awesome. Well, thanks everyone for joining us.
Yeah, we'll catch you all next week. We'll do the Cooper's Craft versus a new one, and see what one comes out on top with that one. But
Awesome.
Cooper's is moving on from the first episode of the 100 Proof Whitetails Fresh Crack Friday, guys.
Cool.
Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you all next time down here at the bar. Thanks, Keith.
Yeah, thank you.